Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabiyana. Habib Ilahi Rabbil Alameen. Abil Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad. Wa ala ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin. Al-ma'sumin al-mazlumin. Siyama Amir al-Mu'mineen. Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Wa siyama baqiyat Allah al-Azam. Baqiyat Allahu khayrun lakum in kuntum mu'mineen. ولعنة الدائم على أعدائهم وغاصب حقوقهم ومنكر فضائلهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال أمير المؤمنين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: أوصيك بالتقوى الله وإقام الصلاة لوقتها وإيتاء الزكاة عند محلها، وأوصيك بمغفرة الذنب وكاظم الغيظ وصلة الرحم والحلم عند الجاهل والتفقه في الدين وتثبت في الأمر وتعهد للقرآن. Welcome to the fragrance of the month of Ramadan. We are looking at the will of Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, and perhaps as we have approached Eid, greetings and felicitations, and we all are anticipating and my prayers and for the success and acceptance of all your fast and ibadat and du'as of the month. And I also request you all that you pray for me and acceptance of my fast and du'as and of all mu'mineen and mu'minat. Indeed, a very blessed month, indeed a month which brought us together. And parting of this month is not easy, as mentioned by our fourth Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin, in the dua evida of the month of Ramadan. We have to somehow wrap it up in this program in half an hour, the wasiyat of Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen. Indeed, this wasiyat is fascinating. He does this wasiyat after injury, after the 19th. And obviously, when a person is giving wasiyat and he knows that, with this wound or he's about to die, he will mention very important points in it. Some of those things which are the key for success, which are the points that he wants his children to really take it from him. And take it from whom? Take it from Amir al-Mu'mineen. Take it from Hazrat Ali alayhi salam, a man who conquered the universe, a man who is a champion of the champions, a man for whom the Prophet of Islam have said, "O Ali, either I know you or God knows you and no one else knows you." He is writing a wasiyat, and on what hour he is writing a wasiyat. And for whom he is writing an wasiyat to begin with is the children, Hasanain alayhimus salam, and then obviously the Shi'ayan, the followers of Amir al-Mu'mineen, if we have tawfiq, to be a follower. May Allah give us tawfiq for that. I will translate because we have dealt with all of these different qualities or what he has talked about in detail in our previous program. Usika bi taqwa, I advise you for God wariness, God consciousness, to have taqwa. Performance of salat on time, giving of zakat on in its proper place, seeking forgiveness, controlling of anger, silatul raham, connecting to the kin, hilm in dal jahil, forbearance and humbleness and humility vis-a-vis a jahil, opposite to a person who is ignorant. At-tafaqquh fi ad-deen, having profound understanding of deen. Tathabbut fil amr, steadfastness. It's all connected, like we said earlier. You have all of that. It's like a chain connected to each other. And at-tahahhud lil-Qur'an, and then few other points that are there that we'll talk about. There's one, wal husnul jivar wal amr bil ma'ruf والنهي عن المنكر واجتناب الفواحش كلها في كل ما أسي الله في. These are the points, which is husnul jiwar is being a good neighbor. Amar bil maruf, enjoining good. Nahi anil munkar, prohibiting evil. Wa ijtinabul fawaish kullaha, being cautious, avoiding, being away from all corruptions. And fi kulli ma usi Allah, and especially in which Allah have made it haram, nisyan from the command of God. I just translated that so that at least if the time does not permit to really go through, I have mentioned that, and then I'll repeat in the end of this program. Okay, now, like we said, it's all kind of taqwa. As we said, it's like that string which contains all these beads. That's why Hazrat Amir mentioned usika bit taqwa. It is that string. In that tasbih, you have that string. It holds all jewels and all beads together. One jewel is the jewel or the gem of salat. The other gem is the gem of fast. The other is the ornament of sila rahim. The other is knowledge, is deen, is it. What is the lifeline? What is the stream? The string that is holding all this together is God consciousness, is God wariness, is taqwa. That's what Hazrat Amir is saying. That's why he says, "Oh my son," it's very nice, he says, "Wa'alam ya bunayya," know my son, "Anna ahabba ma anta akhidun ilayya min wasiyati taqwa Allah." Know my son, that what I love, what you want to take from this for you, from my wasiyat, is taqwa Allah, is the taqwa. That's what I want you to take. Now, as we said that this was a month of Quran, still we are in the month of Ramadan, still we have the opportunity, still we have a night, Quran, the Quran, the night of Qadr, where those nights that we should have clinged onto the Quran, that we should have, fully benefited in this month. But we ask Allah, we couldn't really do the best service to the Quran. Unfortunately, in this month we failed, but still now these few hours that remains, Allah, make it up, and you have the power to make it up. When you can give reward for finishing of one Quran by reciting one verse, when you have the power to do that, why can't you make it up for what we have missed in regards to serving the Quran? Brothers and sisters, inni tarikum fikum al-thaqalain is the Ahl Bayt and the Quran. We must not leave the Quran away. It's quite important. Amirul Mu'mineen in his wasiyat mentioning this, tahud, pay allegiance to the Quran. Do not forget the Quran. In another hadith it says, pay allegiance to the Quran, practice on the Quran before others practice on the Quran. What we see is the people who are acting, people who are practicing, they are practicing the Quran, but they don't know what Quran is, right? In terms of their behavior, in terms of what they do, there are human rights, sacrifices that they are giving for human justice, against the oppression, against the occupation, raising, helping the refugees, raising awareness, orphans, charity, donating things, dedicating their life for that work, dedicating their life for research, cancer research, but when it comes to who they are they Muslim? No. Do they know what Quran is? No. But why are they behaving what the Quran have asked them to. Right? That's what Hazrat Amir is saying. Do not forget the Quran. Quran been given to us. So we ask Allah that, oh Allah, with your power, with your might, make it up and open our heart towards this light. As Quran is that light. As there are a lot of traditions, like we said in the Tariq Mutaqalain, right? God, Prophet says, I'm leaving behind you two lofty things, the Quran and the Itrat of Ahl Bayt. Allah fil Quran, فَلَا يَسْبَقَكُمْ إِلَى الْأَمَلْ بِهِ أَحَدٌ غَيْرُ. For you is the Quran. فَلَا يَسْبَقَكُمْ. It's إِلَى الْأَمَلْ, towards the action. غَيْر, others should not يَسْبِق, should not sibqat, should not proceed acting upon it. O Muslims, act upon the Quran. O Muslims, what are you doing? That's what Hazrat Amir is saying. Others are acting upon it, right? As they say that Quran, in another khutbah, Hazrat Amir says, Quran is that nur that never puts off. Quran is that ocean that cannot be understood. Quran is that path that does not go astray. Quran is that furqan that divides between haqq and batil. Quran is that foundation that is never uprooted. Quran is that power that can never be defeated. Quran is that cure that doesn't have any ailments. That is Quran. And we have that. And this was or is the month of Quran. Reciting one verse of the Quran was equivalent to finishing the whole Quran. I ask myself, how much of Quran have I really recited? How much have I really benefited? The month is about to over. From the 1st of Shawwal, the 2nd of Shawwal, I will recite one verse. The reward of it is one verse. But in the month of Ramadan, when I recite one verse, the reward of it is finishing one whole Quran. Khudaya, Parwardigar, O God, what have we done and what are we doing? Imam Sajjad alayhi salam says that if there be no one on earth and I be by myself, and if I have the Quran with me, I will never be afraid of anything, because I have the best companion. Chivalry of two types in an hadith. Jawan Mardi, chivalry, courage, that sort of chivalry of two kinds. One is in hadar, which means in difficulties, and the other is in safar, when a person is on a trip. The one which is on safar, that chivalry, that sort of quality, that youthful quality, is caring, is forgiving, is avoiding differences with the person who are traveling with you, is remembering God while going up, while coming down. It is sitting, it is resting, it is standing. All of these things are considered to be the chivalry of Safar. The other type is in the time which is known as in difficulties, or which is hadar, fi hadar. It is difficult. And that is reciting Quran. That is sitting in the company of ulama, scholars. That is focus on fiqh from the point of view of halal and haram. That is Salatul Jamaat, right? That's what the hadith says. Imam Kazim alayhi salam, while narrating the Prophet, have mentioned that the darajat, the levels of the hereafter, is based upon the Quran. Iqra wa warqa, as it says, recite and go higher. The hereafter is based upon the Quran. The hereafter is based upon the Quran. The more the Quran we know, the higher we go. The more we recite, the higher we go. Now, obviously, it is not just a recital as a lip service. If that's the case, Hafizan Quran came to fight with Imam Hussein, isn't it so? Right? Those who recited the Quran, they were there. As the Quran also says in a hadith that there are many reciters of the Quran where the Quran does lanat upon them. They are reciters of the Quran, but the Quran is lanating upon themselves. A person like, we have in history who calls themselves as Muslim, or even today, for example, we see these people who are taking innocent life under the name of Islamic Caliphate. They call themselves Muslims, but who are they? Sometimes they are executing the court orders based upon the Quran. But what type of execution is that? You are killing innocent people. Shahid Nimr, Rahmatullah alayh, may Allah mahshur him with the shuhada of Karbala. Executing what? The Quranic fatwa, unfortunately. Quran does lanat upon people like this. Right? So therefore, Quran in another hadith says, recital of Quran is not just recital. Understanding Quran. Understanding and knowing and practicing it. That's what is required. In another hadith it says about the Quran that when a person recites Quran, it is the kafara of sins. Forgiveness, cleansing of the sins. Kafara of sins is by the recitation of the Quran. Learn Quran. There are new things within it, fascinating things within it, right? In another hadith, a person comes to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and he says that, "Oh Imam, whenever I read the Quran, it is new. There is something new about the Quran that I find within it." Then the Imam replied that, how can it not be? Right? The Imam replied that, obviously it is because of the reason that Quran is not revealed for a particular nation. Quran is not revealed for a particular sort of group of people or for a particular period of time. But Quran is revealed for all people. But Quran is revealed for eternal amount of time, till the day of judgment. And every time you will approach the Quran, it will be something new. That is the miracle of the Quran. That it is always new. It is always new. A person reads it, a person finishes it, a person reads it again, a person reads it again. Every time when he reads, it is very special. عليك بقراءة القرآن فإن قراءته كفارة للذنوب وستر في النار وأمان من العذاب. For you the Quran, فإن certainly قراءة of the Quran is kafara towards the sins. It's a covering, وستر في النار, and aman and peace from the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When the Prophet was about to depart from this world, he was in the lap of Amirul Mumineen, and the daughter of the Prophet was there as well, and she recited a poetry which was from Hazrat Abu Talib alayhi salam in regards to the Prophet. Prophet said, why don't you recite this verse? وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ. قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِ الرُّسُلُ. Recite this. Recite this. Do not recite the poetry. So the Prophet said, Dokhtaram, my daughter, recite the Quran. Do not recite the poem. In another place where Hazrat Amir was about to go for a battle with Muawiyah in Siffin, a person, he recited and they were passing by a town which was deserted, beautiful town, nobody there, which was deserted. So a man recited a poetry, his companion, apparently, his name was Hur ibn Saham or Hur ibn Saham. And when he recited the poetry about, to take lesson from, look, where are their people gone? The whole town is so beautiful. It's like a Jannah, it's like a paradise, but nobody there. Then Amir al-Mu'minin stopped him. And he says, recite this verse. Kam taraku min jannatin wa uyun zuru'in wa maqam kareem ni'matin kanu fiha fakihin. How many of them, right, were there? Right? They were benefiting from the fruits of that town, for example. They were living there, they were dwelling there. But where are they gone? And ma kanu mundarin, it ends up with, fama bakat alayhimus sama wal ard ma kanu munzirin. Right? Where are those people who could take lesson from, take a heat from this situation while looking at this town? They're not here, no longer here. They are all gone. This is ibrat. This is taking a lesson and heed. So Imam stopped him. So here, Prophet stopped the share, Imam stopped the share. One thing I would like to mention, in our mahfil, in our marasim, how much of we recite Quran? We have a jashan. There's poetry recited, very good, powerful. May Allah protect all the, shu'ara, all the poets. May Allah protect them. Also I request to make dua for the son of the great poet Mir Hasan Mir Saab. May Allah give his son Shifa Kamil, inshallah. And I ask you all to pray as well. All they recite very good. That's good. I'm not against. I personally enjoy myself. Right? It kind of gives you that boost, that energy. It's powerful. It's powerful. Good. But we have to recite Quran as well. Certain verses of the Quran should be brought. Our youth must recite those verses which are in the mud of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam. Jashan of Imam Hassan Mushtaba, some verses which talks about him. Imam Zaman, which verses points out to him. Bibi Fatima, which verses are talking about her. Imam Hussein, which verses are talking about her. Bring the verses of the Quran in our jashan, in our mahfil, in our majalis. Our youth should extract these verses, bring it and recite this to begin with. And then other poetry could be recited as well. We have to practice this. We have to bring that. We are very close to the end of the program. I would quickly go through the wasiyat of Amir al-Mu'minin, just a translation because we don't really have much time. Then after the Quran, importance of the Quran, he points out to being a good neighbor. Brothers and sisters, very important to be a good neighbor. Prophet, people said that, so much Prophet have emphasized in regards to being a good neighbor, in regards to the rights of neighbor, that people thought that Prophet would include the neighbors in the heritage, in miras. So much of emphasis about the neighbors. How much of these sayings are we really fulfilling in regards to our neighbors? Yes, there could be different types of cultures and value system, but still we do our share, what we are responsible of, and bring that change. Right. Then, wal amar bil maruf, enjoining good, while knowing the criteria and conditions. Amar bil maruf doesn't mean that you see something all of a sudden in front of everybody, you kind of doing amar bil maruf, nahi anil munkar. One have to be careful of the criteria and conditions, when to do it, where to do it, how to do it. Tafaqqu fi deen. That's what Hazrat Amir is saying. Tafaqqu, have that profound understanding of deen, of knowledge, of religion. Wajtinab, be cautious, protect yourself from fawahish kulliha, different types of fahsha. I wish we had time to really look into the different types of fahsha, what are there, and how one should really protect oneself from these fahsha. And fi kulli ma usiya Allah fi, and protect yourself from fahsha and from those things which you will be considered as masiyatkar, meaning that someone who is done masiyah, someone who have gone against the command of God. Protect yourself from that. Hazrat Amir, our salams and salutations to you for this beautiful wasiyat that you have left behind, and we are blessed. We are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that because of our imams, because of their sacrifices, because of their companions, those who assisted and helped, because of those scholars, those who have written the books, this wasiyat of Hazrat Amir have remained with us. We are really thankful to all of them. That we are really thankful for this medium, for this TV, that it provides us an opportunity to deliver the message of Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salam, the message of peace, the message of love, the message of kindness, the message of taking care of the neighbors, the message of connecting to the relatives, the message of God wariness and God consciousness, the message of being a true human being, the message of supporting fellow brothers, fellow human beings, attending to their needs, right? So we take our leave, and I congratulate all of you for the successful month of Ramadan, and I'm pretty sure you all are prepared and getting ready for the Eid. The last night is a very powerful night. It is almost equivalent to the night of Qadr, as they say, the amal of the night, the du'as of the night, and praying and asking the best, and the Eid prayer as well. Obviously you have paid attention to the fitra and all that, inshallah, and we hope to see you again in next program, perhaps with a different sort of theme. And we end our fragrance of the month of Ramadan here with with a sort of like a heavy heart, because the month of Ramadan is going, as they say, that our salams and salutations to this month. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all your ibadat, all your fast, all your du'as, munajat, charities that you have given in this month. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all your marhumin and increase them in their darajat, in spirituality. Mahshur them with Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Ghafar Allahu lana wa lakum wa salamun alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and goodbye from Hidayat. Thank you.